as you love me so. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
I'm Gary, and this is Coasting with Culture, which is all about combining theme park visits and riding roller coasters with various cultural experiences around the world. With the arrival of December came the chance to head east and introduce a friend to a favorite mountain destination during the Christmas season. We'll have to get there first, but when we do, we'll take a look at one of the newest mountain coasters in Tennessee, experience a long-standing attraction for the first time, and try a staple beverage of the Appalachian region. Back when my friend Britany and I began dating, she saw a few of the vlogs here on Coasting with Culture and shared an interest in traveling together. We had a day trip to Paulsbo, multiple visits to the Washington State Spring Fair, and made plans to visit North Carolina so she could meet my folks there, although they'd meet several months sooner when they came for a quick visit in the spring. While we brought our dating relationship to an end around June, we did so on good terms, and she's still a good friend of mine. She even joined me for the home debut of the Seattle Kraken. We made some changes to the planned North Carolina trip because at the time, I wasn't sure how my folks would feel about me bringing an ex-girlfriend. The new plan was to head to Tennessee together for a few days, then I'd drop her off in Raleigh for her flight back, before continuing on to eastern North Carolina. At least that was the plan until Mom decided to come and visit her kids in Washington around the time I was going to be in North Carolina. So we made a few changes to the flights and were set for a long weekend in Tennessee. To get there, we'd be flying with Delta to Nashville, connecting through Minneapolis. The first flight was fairly light on passengers, so we both had a row to ourselves to stretch out. Unfortunately, the Nashville flight was much busier, but it went by pretty quickly. Part of my original plan for visiting North Carolina with Britany was to introduce her to some of my personal favorite restaurants and chains in the area. Luckily, one of them happens to be in Tennessee, as we found Bojangles on the way to Pigeon Forge. So we just got done introducing Britany here to Bojangles, which to me is a religious experience. Praise his name be Bojangle. Oh my God. Nice little flashback into my childhood, but really, the question is, what did you think of Bojangles the first time you had it?
It was pretty good. Crispy, chicken, fluffy biscuit, good sauce, dirty fries.
Yes.
And a whole lot of house-made ranch dressing.
Not for me as much. Ranch isn't really my cup of tea, but oh my God, that biscuit just hit the spot. The analogy that I gave to her as I took one last bite, it's like getting that final kiss before going to battle. as you prepare to board a naval vessel to war. While there were a couple places on the agenda for that first day, we took a little detour into the main part of Sevierville for the sake of seeing the tribute to the town's most famous resident, Dolly Parton. The statue of the country music legend can be found outside of the courthouse and is one of several locations that can be part of a self-guided walking tour through town. This was far from the last we'd see of Dolly on this trip, but it was time for the next stop and the first coaster of the trip. The Pigeon Forge Gatlinburg area has become home to several mountain coasters, and the Rocky Top Mountain Coaster was one of the area's newest. Because of the holiday season, they made a fun addition to the queue to help folks get into a festive mood as they waited for their turn.
But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
As for the ride itself,
Now, of course, I'll share my thoughts, but let's get the opinion of somebody who's never done one of these before. Tell us about your experience on the Rocky Top Mountain Coaster.
It was so much fun. So much fun. I don't know if I've had that much fun. It was good. It was intense, very fast. I didn't brake. I just went.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it for sure. There's the one in Branson where it's divided in two. This one is divided in four. Very uncommon to see in mountain coasters. Usually it's just the one lift hill that's really long, and then you go through the course. So the segments between the lifts are a little bit shorter, but they pack a punch, and it is a great ride. Definitely one of the mountain coasters to check out here in Pigeon Forge.
the past few times I'd been in Pigeon Forge, I had stayed with a group of friends in a cabin, so staying at a hotel was a bit different. But Country Cascades offered rooms with a nice, cozy feel to them, and its location right off the main strip of Pigeon Forge is hard to beat. This gave us a chance to try something I'd seen for years, but hadn't yet gotten around to trying.
Britany here just does not understand the anticipation that I've had to finally see what the Jurassic Jungle Boat Ride is all about.
From the outside, this ride gave the feeling of a cheap knockoff attraction, and it did not disappoint that expectation. I was fascinated to find out that it wasn't a free-floating boat, rather it was riding on a track with water flowing alongside of it, and is pushed along the course by different mechanisms. The water's really just kind of there to make it look like it's floating on a river. And as you get inside, well, it's an experience that you just gotta have.
I have thoughts, but I'm gonna let you share yours first.
It was interesting. Lots of dinosaurs that would jump out at you.
That was a quarter pounder with extra cheese. Now the thing is that this thing's been here for a very long time, and it has a reputation for being a fascinating ride. It was exactly what I hoped it would be. It was so amazingly cheesy. It was magic.
It really was.
With a bucket list item of sorts now taken care of, it was time to head to the island for a few points of interest, beginning with some drinks. It's no surprise to find moonshine distillers in the Smokies, as during Prohibition, the Appalachian region was well known for its bootleggers who'd use their high-powered cars to outrun the police in transporting the illegal liquor, leading to the creation of modern stock car racing in the United States. Ole Smokey Moonshine is one of the most popular distillers in the area, offering a variety of flavors that you can purchase and take home. Not sure which ones you want? They offer tastings, where you can try a few different types, which we knew we had to do.
Y'all are gonna get 7 samples. I'm gonna go down the line.
Can I get a
Ooh, that hit some heat. Ooh.
Having tried a few of them, we found a few to take with us to enjoy over the weekend and to bring back home. The Great Smoky Mountain Wheel has been a fixture of the island since its opening, but there was a ride added since my last Tennessee visit I was more keen on. A shameless credit courtesy of Spinning Parrot, an SBF Visa spinner. Britany wasn't nearly as worried about boosting her credit count as I was, so she just sat to the side and probably laughed at me while I rode.
Okay, Gary, it's your turn now. You just rode the Spinning Parrot. Do you feel spun?
I was spun quite a bit, like a spin cycle in a washing machine.
You were spinning pretty good.
Yeah. Now let me tell you, the Parrot is not traditionally known for its spin, but here in Pigeon Forge,
They
give it
spin.
enough moonshine and it'll spin. Just like if I had more moonshine and doing that, I'd be spinning a lot.
Since it was Saturday night, the island was packed, and with many of the restaurants having large crowds, we chose to head a bit further down the road to try the Smoky Mountain Brewery and Restaurant. It was a nice place to enjoy a good beer, like their Hell's Light Lager, and to take in some live music. A great way to cap the first day, but the part I anticipated most was still ahead. Thank you for watching this Coasting with Culture video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button below to see future videos here on YouTube, like these ones which you may enjoy as well. Additional content can be found at coastingwithculture.com, and you can also follow Coasting with Culture on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for announcements, previews, and updates. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, take care and safe travels.